What's up, ladies and gentlemen of YouTube? Bookie290 today coming at you live once again through the power of the internet. And Google Stadia had its little pre-E3 show today, so I thought I'd go over that for you guys. I'm not excited. I'm not underwhelmed. I'm not overwhelmed. I'm officially whelmed. Now, for some reason you're completely unfamiliar with what Google Stadia is, they revealed this about 3 months back, and it's Google's attempt to get in on gaming, and it's a fairly unique attempt. It's a streaming service that's also built in for viewers who watch video games as well as people who play video games. It's really actually kind of unique in that way. One of the most unique things going for Google Stadia is that if you are watching me or somebody else stream a game, say like Assassin's Creed, you'll also have a little box that says, start playing Assassin's Creed now. And by clicking on that box, you could immediately start playing the game you're watching me play. If it's a multiplayer game, you might be able to just click that button to join me immediately without having to download or even buy the game in some cases. But as of today's conference, we've learned some details on what you can expect to play and what you can expect to pay to play those games moving forward when this drops in November. So starting off with some of the games they showed Baldur's Gate 3 and Ghost Recon Breakout, both being on Stadia. They also showed some smaller games like Guilt and a Overcooked style kind of game called Get Packed. The Division 2 and Destiny 2 were also listed on the service as well. And just like I predicted, there will be a subscription cost for Stadia. A Stadia Pro is the official service of $10 a month and will give you access to 4K resolution, 60 frames per second, of course, if you have access to the kind of internet that can support that kind of thing. But when it came to the internet issue, they realized that would be one of their biggest huddles. So they actually talked about how good their latency issues and their internet issues would be and gave some really reasonable requirements. Let me show you this. They claimed in their show today that if you have 35 down, you will be able to get the 4K HDR 60 frames per second 5.1 stereo sound. And for as much as only 10 down, you will be able to stream in 720p 60 frames per second stereo. So I don't know if their compression can actually be that good, but that's what they're claiming. And a quick Google search says that the average cable internet plan is about 150 down, so almost everybody will be able to do 4K for the service. But this still seems to ignore one of the biggest issues like lag spikes and things along that lines. Obviously, if you're generating the game on your home PC or your home console, you're not going to have to deal with things like that. But just like when you're playing with a multiplayer game, every game is now an online game. So whenever you have a lag spike, it can get you killed even in a single player game. So there's definitely some growing pains here. Now, if you want to get the controller, it's $70 by itself. And then, of course, you still have to pay for the service alongside that. Though I will imagine with the controller, they'll throw in like a trial version of some sort. But keep in mind, you won't have to get that controller. You will be able to play with mouse and keyboard or existing compatible controllers. Stadia is also featuring this Founders Edition pack for like $129. You get some headphones, you get the Stadia controller, which works via Wi-Fi. You get 2 passes, 3 months pass for you, and then a buddy pass as well, and you get to reserve your Stadia name. And I guess I should probably do that right now. And then finally, here's a list of some of the games that will be eventually coming to the service. You got Dragon Ball Xenoverse and Doom Eternal and Darksider Genesis and Wolfenstein Youngblood. Just most of the games you were hoping would be coming, like Borderlands 3, will be on this service. And if you're not from the American regions, by the way, here's a list of pricings that you can expect to pay in your region. And while you're looking at this chart, keep in mind that according to the leaks this morning, not every game that will be on Stadia will be included in that monthly cost. Some games you will still have to purchase as well as pay for the monthly fee to access it. And I think that's something that's going to make or break the service. If the monthly $10 fee includes all of these games like Borderlands 3, then that's a steal for a lot of people, especially people who don't already own a PC or a console that can play a game like Borderlands 3. So I really, really think that's the way to go. If you have to also purchase Borderlands 3 at the same time as paying that monthly premium, I don't think anybody's going to bite. Now, I think the perk that I'm most excited about for all of this is the Stream Anywhere option, which will not be available at launch, I believe, but that's the ability to stream it to any Pixel phone. You can stream it to any Chromecast. You can stream it to your laptop or any of your other devices. You can stream from your PC to your phone to your Chromecast, all the same game, all at the same point, just going from one machine to the other. That's really promising, but then that's not something they've worked out for the launch, so hopefully coming soon. And when we do say play everywhere, keep in mind they are warning us we should not expect this to work with our existing cellular connections, though it probably will work with 5G and they're aiming for that. But at the end of the day, what will always make or break a service like this is going to be game exclusives. And as of right now, the only exclusive that I've been made aware of for Stadia at launch will be this game Guilt. And it looks interesting. It looks like it's worth playing, so we definitely will play it here on the channel or on my Twitch channel. But if that's it, man, they don't have much of a draw for exclusives, and they really, really need to work on that because that's the only thing that's going to get some people to try the service. And Google, by the way, if you are watching, and I know some of the people from YouTube Gaming do watch this channel, when I say exclusives, I don't mean use that Google money to buy up exclusives like Epic did. I'm saying use that Google money to fund some really cool ideas from some really cool people and create brand new games that would otherwise never exist anywhere else. And that's pretty much it for Google Stadia. There's not a lot to be said. I look forward to maybe getting my hands on it at E3, and if I do, I'll have more to say about it. But as it is right now, the pricing is a little bit weird. There's no real exclusives. It's a brand new concept, and there's not a lot of reasons for your average consumer to buy it. And even though your average consumer probably has good enough internet to run it anyway, who knows if it will work in practice until it's in homes and we know for sure. But now one thing's for sure, I'm expecting the folks at Xbox and everyone else to be talking about streaming at the next E3 and throughout the rest of the year, because this is kind of ushering that in a little earlier than I think we were all anticipating it. We always knew the next generation would have a lot to do with streaming, but I think Xbox is going to have to counter by talking about that on Sunday at E3, so we'll have to find out and see what they have to say. It's something they've been talking about for almost a decade now, though, so it won't be a big surprise. Well, now this is all just one man's opinion. I could be wrong, and I would love to hear what you have to say about Google Stadia. So let me know in the comments section below. And while you're down there, hit subscribe to the channel. If you're already subscribed, hit that notification bell so you can get these videos delivered directly to you as soon as they go live. And I hope that you do that, because if you do, you'll be supporting me at the same time. Guys, as always, thank you for watching. I love you very much, and I'll speak with you again soon.